Welcome to episode number 11 of the series How to Turn $1,000 into $100,000. As always, no income claims are promised or guaranteed. All results will vary. And everyone who has access to the Internet Mastery platform, including the BOLO deals, has made an investment in doing so. I want to begin this session the way we begin every episode of this series by checking in with our incredible Internet Mastery Community Live Leaderboard just to see where we're at now. Let's go ahead and take a look. And you can see here that we are at 157,485,000. Well, 157,486,210. That's 157,486,210 sold on Amazon by members of our Internet Mastery community. It is extraordinary. People who had never sold on Amazon before attending a live virtual summit or an in-person event, and now whose lives are changed forever by being part of this amazing group of people. So in this session today, I'm going to go into depth on BOLO deals, as I have been doing for the previous 10 sessions. But this time I'm going to do something a little bit differently. Rather than looking at what is clearly a good deal, I want to spend some time on what would appear on the surface to be a bad deal. Now, I haven't actually looked at this week's BOLO deals yet, so we're going to experience that together. But more often than not, people will look at a deal and then they will determine that it's a bad deal. Well, my experience has been that there are no bad deals when you understand how the process works. Yes, we do understand that sometimes the items don't match. That doesn't make it a bad deal. We understand that sometimes the items don't seem to be profitable. Well, that doesn't make it a bad deal. We understand that from time to time a supplier might be out of stock, and that as well doesn't make it a bad deal. Now, one point of reference that I want to mention is this. There are some retailers now that are cracking down on fraud. And I'll give you an example of what happens. You go to place the order, and then you pay for that order, you ship it in, and the order is canceled. That is not because the retailer will not ship to the prep center. It is because your credit card does not allow a purchase to be made online sent to an address that is different than the billing address on your credit card. So you may experience certain vendors, certain retailers where this happens over and over, and this can be quite frustrating. What you'll need to do is contact your credit card company and let them know that you have a different ship to from billing address. Once you do that, that'll clear the issue up about 95% of the time. It is not, if you are utilizing the prep center, that these retailers don't ship to the prep center, because they do. This is just simply another piece of the puzzle that needs to come together when somebody is learning this process. Okay, let me go ahead and jump in. Let's take a look at the BOLO deals that are in this account this week, and let's see what we have. So from our Internet Mastery Community dashboard, I'm going to click on BOLO deals. Now, one of the things that I want to point out is that since episode 10, we have had several new releases in our Internet Mastery community. One is called the Internet Mastery Repricer, and the other is called Internet Mastery BOLO Search. I'll talk about both of these in a future video, but suffice it to say that the Repricer automatically moves your price up and down to help you win a higher percentage of the buy box. And the BOLO Search is really for someone who wants to take their business to another level, 10x their business, grow the business at a speed that they never thought was possible. BOLO Search is the first ever search engine ever created for Amazon sellers and has tens of thousands of BOLO opportunities within it. But again, that's for another series. I just wanted you to understand that as this community grows, we are investing heavily in the development of all new technologies, and some videos may show things that previous videos didn't have, not because we were keeping them from you, but because they hadn't been released yet. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about this week's BOLO deals. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the BOLO deals. Let's take a look and see what deals we have this week in this account. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close the timer that lets me know when these deals expire. So when I take a look at the first deal, this is what I see. I see a Pokemon Morpeko V Union. And I can see in looking at this item that the daily estimated sales are 3.75. And the number of items that I can sell every month are 8.59 or 9 items. The net profit on this would be 2.32 or an ROI of 17%. Now, I understand that we're going to be looking for the bad deals and seeing how to reverse engineer them, or rather than call them bad deals, let's say the deals that on the surface may not look as good. But let's go ahead for this specific example and click on this URL to this retailer. And what we can see is that the item is $13.97. $13.97. And that price matches the price that was shown in the BOLO deal. We can also see here that the item is in stock and they currently have more than 20 units available, which is good because as we look at this deal, we would want to get 9 units. Now, what's really exciting about this is that you can see here that this item, which is $13.97, also below it has related products. And the related products are other opportunities that may or may not be good for us to sell on Amazon. Now, before I go through those related products to see if there's any potential good deals, I want to go back to the BOLO deal and look at the process within Spy Rivals to see if we can sell this item. So I'm going to click on the Spy Rivals lookup button. And here we can see the profit calculator. We can also see the historical data if there is any. And then we can take a look at the list on Amazon button. And in this case, you can see that it says request approval via Seller Central. Just as a quick recap, and I am hoping that you've watched this BOLO series in order. And I also hope that you've subscribed to this YouTube channel so that you can be alerted when new video tutorials are added. But in the last session, I talked about some changes that Amazon is making, where instead of it just being categories or brands that are gated, it seems as if Amazon is almost with all new sellers gating everything. Now, it isn't a permanent gate, meaning that you need to get invoices from wholesalers. That hasn't actually changed. If you want to sell shoes or clothing, items that are in gated categories, you will need authorized invoices from wholesalers. If you want to sell brands that are gated, you will still need invoices from authorized wholesalers. But as a new person, this can be very challenging because you look at 10 or 15 deals and everyone is gated and you feel deflated and you feel rejected. But what you actually need to do now, and this is something that all new sellers on Amazon are experiencing, is you need to click on the link that says request approval via Seller Central. So let's go ahead and do that and see what happens with this specific item. So I'm going to click on request approval via Seller Central, and you'll see the request approval button. So in this case, several things are going to happen. I'm either going to be approved right away, I'm going to be approved with invoices required, or I'm not going to be approved at all. Let's go ahead and click on the request approval button and see what happens. So in this specific case, what you'll see is that in order for me to get approval for this particular product, I need to be buying wholesale and get that item from a wholesaler. So retail invoices cannot be used to get ungated. You would need to buy this product or the Pokemon brand, according to what Amazon is asking for, 10 units typically from a wholesaler in order to get ungated in that specific brand. Now, one of the things I want to remind everyone, if you're not aware of this, and this might be new for some of you as well, is that in a lot of these cases, the items that are gated are ASIN specific. So you might get ungated for one ASIN and not get ungated, need to provide invoices for another ASIN for two items that are in the same brand in the same category. That's why it's important to check every one. There's no penalty to your Amazon account if you apply to get ungated and then can't be. So what I want to do is, since we know that this specific item is gated, it ends up being one of those deals that does look like a bad deal. So in fact, we can go a little bit further and do a little bit of a deeper dive into this item. So let's go back to the retailer and see what happens next. So if you remember that we just tried to get approved for something that was Pokemon related. Now we could take a look at some of these other related product opportunities, but each one of them says Pokemon. So there is a possibility that we might not get approved for any of them. So let's take a look at some other things that might be on this website on this day that could be potential opportunities. Well, the first thing that I see is a category called Deal of the Day. So I'm going to open that up in a new tab. The next thing that I see is another link called Deals. And so I will open that one up in a new tab as well. Now, when we take a look at the Deal of the Day, what we can see is that they only have 3 of them left in stock and that the offer expires. So these will be sold out. It's just a question of whether the deal goes to you or to somebody else. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the title of this product. It's called FAYUM or FAIYUM, however you pronounce it. And I'm going to copy it and I'm going to open it in an Amazon tab. I'll paste it into Amazon. And we can see here that the item comes up. Now, let's just check that this is the same item, and it is. It is $33.97 Deal of the Day today at Game Nerds. And on Amazon, it is $49.43. So let's click on that link. We can see here that this item is fulfilled by merchant at $49.43. We can also see that it is fulfilled by Amazon at $49.21. Let's just click on View All Sellers. There's 11 of them, and we'll filter by Prime. And when we filter by Prime, there's actually only 2 competitors, and one of them is, in fact, Amazon. And Amazon and BBD sales are both $51.53. So as we are looking at the price competitiveness, we can see that $49.43 is the buy box price. I also want to make an observation for some of our more experienced sellers that stay away from utilizing items that are sold by Amazon. It's just a little of more of an advanced strategy, but you can see that a seller that is not Amazon, competing against Amazon, actually has the buy box. And for those of you that are more advanced, I will tell you that when you are utilizing the repricer, your ability to compete with Amazon goes up significantly. And again, that's for a future video, but I just wanted to make that point to you that that might open up additional opportunities. Now let's take a little bit of a deeper look into this item and see if it's available for us to sell and if it's profitable. So since I am using my Chrome browser, I'll be able to look those details up in Spy Rivals X. So click on the Spy Rivals X button, and what do I see? The first thing that I see is that the item isn't selling. So even though the potential is good, in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the pricing here and see whether it's profitable or not. Let's click Calculate Profit. In this case, this is bad on several levels. It's bad because it's not selling. It's bad because it's not profitable. And it's bad because the item needs approval. Now, this was not a BOLO deal. this was an opportunity that we looked at because the BOLO deal is an item that is part of a brand that needs to be ungated with a wholesaler's invoice. So we went through, we clicked on the deal of the day, and in this particular example, that deal of the day was not a good one. But what I would suggest to you is that on a daily basis, check back to see if the deal of the day is good. Deal of the day means that every single day there is a new opportunity that is deeply discounted on this particular website. Let's take a look and see what else we have this week. Now, this next one, this is one that really excites me. That is because this, while it looks and appears to be a mismatch, is actually a bundle. And from an e-commerce Amazon seller entrepreneur's point of view, there's almost nothing more powerful than bundles. Bundles end up being more profitable, and bundles end up giving you more overall sales because there are less people selling that item. If you're not familiar with the concept, bundles are where items that are sold separately are put together to create some type of set or pack. And of course, when you're utilizing the Prep Center, if you have unlimited credits for a period of time, then there's no additional charge to utilize the bundling process. If you are purchasing credits as you're moving forward, one item equals one credit, but with bundles, it's 2 credits per item. But at the end of the day, the amount of time and effort that it takes to create the bundle is why most people simply don't do it. And of course, the other reason is they're not familiar with how. So let me go through this with you and explain this process of bundling and how you could use it to your full advantage. So what we can see here is that the item at Walgreens appears to be an individual unit. And that individual unit is $4.49. And these are Sweethearts Valentine's heart-shaped candy. So one unit, $4.49. Now, if you buy one, you get one half off. So if you buy one, you get one half off. That means that if you bought 2 of them for $9, you'd actually only pay $4.50 plus $2.25. So your net per unit goes down. And then directly beneath that, it says an extra 15% off with a $30 purchase. So if you buy $30 worth of the Sweethearts, you get 15% off. And for every one that you buy, you also get one off, 50%. So this really ends up lowering the price significantly when it comes to your purchase amount. But let's take a look at Amazon and see what we can find with this specific item. On the BOLO deal, by the way, we can see that it is a 3-pack. So we're going to click on the ASIN. It'll take us to Amazon. We can see, by the way, here that the 3-pack is $29.98. That's the 3-pack. Now, you'll also see that this particular listing includes something else as well. So this would not be a listing that you would want to match this bundle with. However, if we were to simply search on Amazon for this particular candy, we would see all different types of opportunities. Now, in checking, we can see at Walgreens that this is the 10.5 ounce package. We can now see on Amazon that 2 10.5 ounce packages is $22.97. And we can see that this is fulfilled by merchant. So if we were to take a look at this Spy Rivals X button, we would see that even though this item only has 3 reviews, we can see that we can actually sell 13 units of this every single month. 13 units. This is a consumable product. So it's one that's very, very exciting because it's one that we'll be able to order month after month. We can also see that straight away there are no listing restrictions for this item. Now, the item is being sold for $22.97. Now, let's take another quick peek here at Walgreens. We can see that if we buy one for $4.49, we get the second one for half price, which means that we are paying $4.50 for the first unit, and then we're paying half of that, or $2.25, for the second unit. Now, that total adds up to be $6.75. But if we spend more than $30, we get an additional 15% off, which means that our per unit bundle cost is actually $5.73. So now let's take a look at this item and plug in our cost of $5.73. And then let's take a look at our selling price of $22.97. We'll click on Calculate Profit, and we can see here that our profit is 138%, or $7.89 for every unit that we sell. 138% for this specific bundle. Now, before I go too far, I think this is something that's really important, because when we have newest members of our Internet Mastery community that are seeing BOLO deals for the very first time, they'll look at that deal and they'll say that the Walgreens is 1 unit, the Amazon is 3 units plus some bonus units, and it's clearly a mismatch. And how disappointing and challenging and frustrating that that's a bad deal. But all deals are good deals because they lead to other opportunities when we know what to look for. In this case, I did something very simple that we could do with virtually every product that we look up. What I did is I took the per unit item and I entered it into Amazon to find a 2-pack. That 2-pack is selling 13 units a month, does not require approval, and the profit is 100+%. Now, we found this item because of the BOLO deal, but because of the way the BOLO deal was reverse engineered, the BOLO deal went from being a mismatch and completely wrong to an unbelievably awesome item. Now, I want to give you one other tip to see if there's any other items on Amazon, because it is very possible that there are other bundle opportunities. We're going to do something now that doesn't revolve around Amazon or Spy Rivals X. Let me go ahead and show you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go to Spy Rivals 2.0, and I'll click on the Spy Rivals 2.0 link. And here in the Spy Rivals search, I can enter a keyword. And the keyword that I'm going to enter is Sweetheart's Valentine's Heart-Shaped Candy. I'm then going to click on Search. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to pull up all of the listings on Amazon that are related to this specific item. Now, some of them are going to be exact and some of them are not. But let's take a look and see what's there. So we can see there's some candy, some more candy. Now here, we can see that this is a bundle. We can see a bundle of 4. Now, it does say that this happens to, and you have to be very careful about this, this bundle of 4 includes a Stone Cove fridge magnet. Stone Cove fridge magnet. So if we were to take a look at this item on Amazon, we could see that there's a 4-pack. The 2-pack is sold out. There's a 4-pack and a 6-pack. The challenge is where you would get the Stone Cove magnet. And the answer is that you would not. So what you can see here is that the brand that is selling this 4-pack is Stone Cove. You can also see that Stone Cove is the only seller of this item. You say, how can they sell a product that they don't manufacture, like Valentine's Day sweetheart candles in a bundle? Now, this is an advanced strategy that this seller is using. this seller has created something unique with relation to the items that they're selling. It's their own item, this magnet. Whatever it is, whatever it does, whatever it looks like, and however it works, it is an added value. So what they do is they create bundles of 2, 3, and 4 of any kind of item they're looking for. And then they bundle that in addition to the regular items, like in this case, the heart-shaped candy, they bundle it with their own magnet. That means that no one else can sell that brand name bundle of Sweetheart candy because it includes a proprietary magnet. And I can tell you that from an advanced point of view, I started doing this exact thing in 2014. I created something very specific and very unique. I bought brand name products, and I put a bundle together of the brand name and the item that I created that was specific. Now, again, this is way beyond the scope of the BOLO deals and the opportunities and the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Because in this specific case, you have to create that thing and you have to create all of your own listings. So it is an advanced training topic, but I only share it with you because, number one, I want you to get excited about future opportunities. Number two, I want you to know that even though you're selling these heart-shaped candies and the deal looks fantastic, you cannot attach yourself to the listing because you can't include everything that this particular listing includes. So these are things you have to be able to watch out for when you're doing your sourcing. Let's take a look on Amazon and see if there's any other bundles that we might be able to take advantage of. There might not be, but let's take a look and see. So for the last opportunity to see if there's anything good with this item, I'm going to sort for that item on Amazon. And we can see here that there are no other bundles, there are no other options, as there weren't any in Spy Rivals other than this one right here that we just discussed that we can't do. We do see that this Sweethearts Cutie Pie original Sweethearts candy box is on Amazon. And my first thought was, I wonder if this is also at Walgreens. So I'm just going to type in Sweethearts candy and see if anything else comes up. And look at that. There it is. Wow. So this is Sweethearts candy, Cutie Pie. That is this here. Now take a look at this. This is the, wow, this is the 0.9 ounce, and it's 69 cents. Wow. Holy cow. That's $19 on Amazon for a pack of 12. What? What just happened? Do you all see what I just saw? So I'm kind of at a loss here for a moment. So just randomly, I decided to look up this Sweetheart candy, and one unit is 69 cents, but 12 units, which is about $5, is $20 on Amazon. Now let's see if it's selling. Most likely it's not selling, but let's take a look and see anyway. So I'm going to click on Spy Rivals X. Before I do that, by the way, you can see here that there are 6 people selling it. And if I click on, oh my gosh. What just happened? This is how we do. Look at this. There's 6, 69 cents. That's $8. And they're selling for $19. I think that's $8. Let me just look it up. I might be wrong. 0.69 times 12. Yup, $8.28. Let's take a look. $8.28, $19. Calculate the profit. 15% profit. There it is. Whoop, there it is. We can sell, whoop, there it is. We could sell 11 of these a month. 11 a month. Simply because I typed in the word Sweetheart candy on Walgreens after seeing the item on Amazon. Now, there was another one there, I thought. Let's just scroll down and see. Here's another one. This is a case of 36. Well, 36 is $24.84 cost. This happens to be on sale. It's $31, but the regular price is $34. Now, I'm not sure whether we can make any money on this. In fact, I would almost say that we can't make any money buying it for $25 and selling it for $31. So we're not even going to look this one up. But the point is that these are opportunities. Let's look at it for fun anyway. Look at that. That's selling at 9.4 units a month. If I were to buy it for 24 and sell it for 35, let's say, just for fun, in this case, the profit would be minus 5%. That's what I thought. So this one would not be profitable. But this one is very profitable at 15% and selling at a rate of 11 units a month. So look, I need to do another recap here because I want you to understand how powerful these BOLO opportunities are. They're far more powerful than most people understand. Now, some people will look at the BOLO deal and they'll say they think that the purpose is to look it up, click the button, buy it, and move on. That's never been the design. The purpose of BOLO is to present an opportunity so that when you look at that deal, you can analyze that deal and understand what to do next. It's important that you recognize that most people, when they woke up this morning, did not think that they were going to go to Walgreens and look up candy. Most people wouldn't do that. So what the BOLO deals are designed to do is to point you in the direction of opportunities that may or may not be readily apparent. Sometimes they are low-hanging fruit, but most of the time they have to be reverse engineered. So when we look at this deal in our Internet Mastery Community BOLO Deals of the Week account, we can see that the Walgreens item is for one Sweethearts candy. We can see that the deal on Amazon is for 3 packs of Sweethearts candy plus a 3-piece Star Wars dipping candy stick and stick vanilla and green apple flavor, which makes this a complete mismatch. It's a mismatch in the bundle. It's a mismatch in the price. It's a mismatch all around. It's a complete mismatch. Now you have 2 different people who look at the same deal. One person looks at that deal and says, that's a bad deal. This is disappointing. I thought that BOLO deals were supposed to help me. This is kind of stupid. Another person, like me, looks at that deal and says, okay, now that I'm on this item, what are my opportunities? And particularly with candy and food products, I always am looking for bundles. Well, what did we find? We found that the bundle of the 2-pack was selling really well and insanely profitable, particularly because Walgreens has an opportunity to buy one, get one free. And if I buy at least 5, I'm going to get 15% off the overall price. Over 100% profit on this specific item. And then in scrolling through Spy Rivals, where we did a keyword search and sorted through, we found another version of the same candy. That candy was new to Walgreens, and yet it was 69 cents per unit. 12 units, which cost us $8, is selling on Amazon for $19. Another 9 units a month at another 15%. So if we understand what just happened, we realize that we just found 2 unbelievable deals that didn't exist until we got the BOLO deal. And the big takeaway that I want you to understand is that when 2 people look at the same deal, and by the way, these deals are unique, so no 2 people are going to see all the same deals. But if 2 people were analyzing the same deal, the difference in the level of success is how that is approached. And I want everybody who's watching to understand that if you are new to this process, and I mean you're new because you've been doing it for less than 4 or 5 months, that's still new, by the way. Think about that. Newborn babies don't walk at least until 8 or 9 months. If you've been in this business less than 6 months, I don't care if you sold 50 grand, you're still new. You're still learning. You're still barely able to stand up on your own. There's so many opportunities. You will learn over time, and then they will become second nature. You know that most people that are adults that walk don't consciously think about putting one step in front of the other. Subconsciously, they walk. And you will be able over time to analyze deals the way that I can and the way that I just did in this training session. So I think that's enough to wrap our heads around here in session number 11 of our BOLO search series, how to turn 1,000 into 100,000. I will just quickly say that for everyone that has the Internet Mastery Repricer, and maybe we'll talk about that in session number 12, if you have the Internet Mastery Repricer, you're going to want to increase the number of items that you purchase greater than what SpyRival says. We'll talk about why in the next video. So thanks so much for joining me. Watch this one 2 or 3 times if you need to. Go back and watch sessions 1 through 10 if you haven't watched them in detail. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And let's stay focused on the goal of turning 1,000 into $100,000.